and welcome to the baby set knitting series. In this tutorial I'll be explaining how to knit this sweater. This is a very simple sweater but it looks very pretty. This is for a baby of 1 to 1.5 years. It is front open with square neck, and to make this sweater you will need number 8 knitting needle, multicolor wool. I have used multicolor wool. You can use any color that you like. If you want, you can put any design. As I'm using multicolor wool, I'm not keeping any design on my sweater. You will also need scissor and needle. So let's start knitting this baby sweater. To start the sweater, we will first cast on 74 stitches. I'm using the long tail cast on method. You can check the description to see how to make the long tail cast on. After casting on 74 stitches, we will start our first row. First row, we will be making knit stitches in all the stitches. Continue to make knit stitch till the end. Completed first row. Now we'll start with the second row. We are doing the border for the neck. This is the collar part. So the border you can keep according to your interest. You can make it 6 rows, 8 rows or 10 rows. This is the garter stitch border and we are doing a top down sweater. So this part what you are making now, it fits the neck of the baby. Like this, it fits the neck of the baby. So continue making the border for the desired number of rows. I'll be back after I complete my border. I have made 6 rows of border, that is the garter stitch design, and you can see this is the neck part. Now I am in the 7th row and this is the wrong side for me. So for this row I will be making purl stitches. So to begin, we will first make 5 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These 5 knit stitches are for the button band, and the remaining stitches you will be making all the stitches purl wise except the last 5 again. The first 5 and last 5 stitches are made knit stitches even on the wrong side. Now keep the yarn forward and purl all the stitches until you have only 5 stitches left. 5 stitches are left. Take the yarn backwards and knit these 5 stitches. Okay, coming to the right side. So here we will make the buttonhole. Knit 1, knit 2, now yarn over and knit 2 together. Okay, now knit 1. So again you will have 5 stitches for the buttonhole. Now we will be dividing the stitches for the front, for the sleeves and for the back. So these 5 stitches are for the button band. Now knit 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 knit stitches. After that, keep your markers ready. Now yarn over, place a marker and knit this stitch. Knit and one more knit. And again place the marker, yarn over and knit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now what you did here is you marked 2 stitches. Okay, these 5 stitches are for the button band. These 10 stitches are for the front. These 2 stitches that you mark, you will be increasing 1 stitch before and 1 stitch after these 2 stitches. Next, the 8 stitches that you just made are for the shoulders. Now after making 8 stitches, you will need 2 more markers. So again, yarn over, place a marker and increase in the similar way. Knit 1, knit 1, knit 1 more. Okay, these are the 2 stitches. After which we have to increase again, yarn over, knit 1 stitch. Yarn over and knit 20. I have already made 1. I will make 19 more. 1, 2, 3, 19, 20. Yarn over. We have just made 20 stitches for the back region. Yarn over and place a marker. Then knit 1, knit 2, place a marker, yarn over and knit 8 stitches for the other shoulder. 1 and 2, 8. Okay, yarn over, place a marker. Next you have to make 1 knit, 1 more knit. Now place the marker, take the yarn front, make 10 stitches, 10 knits. One, 2, 9 and 10. Okay, now these are the 5 stitches for the button band. Knit the 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is the end of your first round of increases. I will explain this one again. Okay, so your sweater will start from this side. So this is the right side now, facing right side. First 5 stitches for the button band. Next 10 stitches are for the front. Next 2 stitches we have marked, before which and after which we will increase 1 stitch here and 1 stitch here. Next 8 stitches are for the sleeve or the shoulder part for now, and again you will mark 2 stitches before and after which you will increase. These 20 stitches are for the back region. Again you will place marker to increase 1 stitch before and 1 stitch after the marker. Next you have 8 stitches. These 8 stitches are for another shoulder part. Now again you will mark 2 stitches. You will increase before and after this stitch. Next you have 10 stitches for the other front and remaining 5 stitches for the button band. So this is how we have divided the stitches, and these will grow wherever we have marked. In this pattern it will be increasing. Now we are on the wrong side, so we will purl the stitches except for the stitches of the button band. Now wrong side, we will first knit the first 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now keep the yarn forward and purl all the stitches. We are not increasing on the wrong side, we will be increasing only on the right side. So note here, this is the stitch which we took as yarn over. Purl this one also. When you reach the marker, just slide the marker from one needle to another needle, that is from the left hand side needle to the right hand side needle, and purl these 2 stitches. Slide another stitch marker, purl this yarn over stitch and purl all the stitches. You will be doing the same for all the stitches. You will just slide the markers and you will purl the stitches. Purl all the stitches till the end, but remember to knit the 5 stitches. These 5 stitches are always knit stitches. Okay. Coming to the right side again. First 5 stitches are for the button band. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now you will knit all the stitches until you reach the first marker. So I have reached the first marker. I will yarn over, pass this stitch on the right side needle, and I will knit these two stitches which are in between the markers. This is the first and this is the second. I will pass this marker again back to the right needle, yarn over and knit all the stitches till I reach the next marker. So here is my next marker now. I will yarn over, pass the marker, I will knit these two stitches, okay, pass this marker back, yarn over and knit all the stitches till the next marker. At the next marker again, yarn over, pass the marker, knit two stitches, pass the marker, yarn over, knit the stitches till you reach the next marker. The next marker again, this is the last, yarn over, replace the marker, knit two stitches which are in between the markers 1 and 2, pass the marker again, yarn over and knit all the stitches. Now you can see how your stitches appear here. There will be these hole stitches formed on the either side of the two marked stitches, and this is where the work continues to grow. Okay, you can even remove these markers. You can identify that by this hole created. You can know that after some rows, after at least 3 to 4 rows, you will get an idea on where to increase, and you can increase even without these markers. For the beginning, it's better to mark. Okay. Now you will continue making the same pattern for at least 45 rows. Okay, now we have done 2 increases. So until row number 45, you will have at least 13 such increases. Okay, you can count by that. So I'll meet after I make some more rows. Now I have removed the markers. Now I'll show you how to identify the stitch if markers are not there. So I have reached the mark point, that is the point where I have to increase, and I have to make one more stitch. So you can see this whole stitch of the previous row, and this is the point where you have to make another increase. At this point only you have to yarn over, and now you see these are the 2 stitches which we used to mark. Okay, now yarn over and knit these 2 stitches, 1 and 2. Now you see you get one more of the whole stitch. So again yarn over and continue to knit. And you will make the same until you reach the next marker. Okay, one more stitch, and see you got this whole stitch of the previous row, and here I will yarn over, knit 2, 1 and 2. Now again yarn over, you are creating a hole over the whole stitch of previous row, and once again yarn over and knit all the stitches until you reach the next marker. So this is how you will increase the stitches even if you don't place the markers. It is quite easy to identify. You don't have to keep markers all the time. It's not so comfortable working with markers. So I am end of this row again. All the wrong side rows you will be purling all the stitches except for the first 5 and last 5 stitches which are for the button band. Also remember to make the buttonhole after 12 rows, 15 rows, or you can even measure in inches. After 2 inches or 2.5 inches you can create a buttonhole. So continue making this for the next few rows. At least 42 to 45 rows you can make, and then we will see the further part. Now you can see how the shape of the sweater looks. These are the increased lines. the 2 stitches that we left in between. This is the same. It looks very neat, you can see. And this is the front side of your sweater. This is the collar belt. These are the buttonholes. It will be like this. So now we will be separating the stitches for the sleeves. For that you have to keep your stitch holders ready. Now we will knit the stitches till we reach the first increase point. Okay, so I have reached the increase point. Now in these 2 stitches that we left at in between, we will take one of the stitch to the front and 1 stitch for the sleeve. Now we will transfer all the stitches until we reach this point, the next increase point, where again we will just take one of these 2 stitches. Now take a stitch holder and transfer these stitches one by one. When you reach these 2 stitches, just take 1 stitch from here and close your stitch holder. Now you have to continue to knit. We are not increasing in this round. Continue to knit until you reach the next increase point. Now here it is a little difficult to knit. First stitch you should be making it very tight, otherwise there will be a gap in between the joints. So pull this, make the stitch tight and continue to knit the stitches normally. Don't increase at this point. So this is the third increase point, and again I will take one of these 2 stitches and transfer these stitches in between the 2 increases again on the stitch holder. So this was the left front that we started with. Left front, left shoulder. This is the back. Now we are taking the stitches of the right shoulder or right sleeve. Take them all on the stitch holder. I have taken one of these 2 stitches on the stitch holder, and again I will drop it down and knit all these remaining stitches. These are the right front stitches. Again, this first stitch after taking the stitches on the holder should be tight. So we finished this round. Now from the next round you will just be making this stockinette stitch. Okay, that is pearls on the wrong side and knit on the wrong side if you are using this multicolor wool. If you are using some plain color wool, then you can make any designs like basket stitch, seed stitch, cables, etc. This multicolors usually don't need any design to make on. They have their own design pattern. So from this row you will continue to knit. You will skip these stitches. You will just forget these stitches which we have taken on the holders, and you will continue to knit them in a straight way. Now we are knitting the fronts and the back together. Once we finish this, we will take these stitches which are on the holder, we'll take them on the needle, and then we will make the sleeves. So till then continue to knit. Don't forget to knit the first 5 stitches and last 5 stitches on the wrong side, and also don't forget to make the buttonholes after every 10 rows or 15 rows or 2 inches, however you feel comfortable. So I'll continue to make the straight stitches or the stockinette, 1 row of knit and 1 row of purl for the next 7 to 8 inches. So this is how the sweater looks now. You can see. Okay. Now the measurement from the armhole is about 4.5 inches. I'll be continuing to make the same, that is the stockinette stitches, 1 row of knit and 1 row of purl, until this is 7 inches. And after making 7 inches, for 1 inch I will be making the garter stitch border, the same border that you made at the neckline, just making knit stitches on both the rows. That is, you will just be making knit stitches both on the wrong side and right side. So you can make till 7 inches of stockinette, or if you are following any design pattern you can do that, and last 1 inch of the garter stitch border. After that you can bind the stitches off, and then we will go to the sleeves. To make the sleeves of the sweater, I have followed a very simple pattern. I am showing a different sweater because I don't know how the video footage was deleted, and this is a similar one, and I'll tell you how I made the sleeves. Once you take all the stitches on the needle, once you transfer back the stitches on the holder to the needle, then you will be continuing again in the stockinette pattern if you have not kept any design pattern on the main sweater, and if you are not planning any design for the sleeves. So once you take it, I have made a few decreases. That is, this is a set of 15 rows. So at every 16th row I have made one decrease. At the beginning I have made a knit 2 together, and at the end of the row I have made a knit 2 together. This is for the first 16 rows. Similarly for the next 16 rows. And then once before you finish this length, so from here, from the beginning of the sleeve till the end, it is about 8.5 inches, and before you start the ribbing, once I have decreased. So this ribbing is about 1 inch. You can take the measurement, and just once before you start the ribbing pattern, you will decrease one more time. This is not exactly 16 rows, it is a little bit less, but still I have reduced one stitch each, one at the beginning and one at the end, and there is no decrease in the ribbing pattern, that is in the garter stitch pattern. So this is how I have done the sleeves. Attach the buttons of your interest, and this completes knitting the baby cardigan. Thanks a lot for watching. Do subscribe for more videos.